students. Hope you would all have completed your chapter number 1. Today I am here again to see you all, and today we will be starting with our next chapter, chapter number 2, that is microorganisms, friends and foe. Now what are microorganisms? Microorganisms are the living organisms that are very small in size. They are too small that they are not visible through our naked eye. That we need some implements, some instruments to view them. For example, microscope. Right? So we need a microscope to see a microorganism. That is why they are called microorganism. We need a microscope to see them. We need a magnifying glass to view them, right? So they can be seen only with a magnifying glass or microscope, and hence they are called microorganisms. Now microorganisms have two effects on us, that is, some of them are friends and some of them are foe. Foe means they are harmful. So some are useful and some are harmful to us. In this chapter we will be learning both the effects of microorganisms. That some of them will be useful, so we will be seeing its usefulness, while some will be harmful, and we will be even learning its harmfulness in this chapter. Now how are microorganisms, or where do they live? We will be starting from there. So microorganisms may be unicellular or multicellular. Some like amoeba, they live alone, unicellular, while some live in colonies. Some are multicellular, like fungi. You would have seen a fungi developing on a stale bread, right? जो bread पुराना हो गया, stale हो गया, उसके ऊपर fungi का growth होता है. So those are multicellular microorganisms. They exist alone, for example, amoeba, or they exist in colonies. They live in groups, right? Microorganisms are found in all the atmospheres. Whether it is too hot, whether it is too cold, whether it is very moist or whether so dry. In any atmosphere, microorganisms are found. They are even found in our body. Microorganisms are found in atmosphere, in our surrounding, as well as in our body. There are microorganisms present in plants or animals. Wherever you see, microorganisms are present, right? So microorganisms are of 4 types. Basically they are of 4 types. First is bacteria, second is fungi, third is algae, and fourth is protozoa. So these are few of the figures, examples which we found. These are bacteria. Bacteria are of 2 shapes. One is spiral shape, other is rod shape. Then this is a figure of protozoa. This is amoeba and this is paramecium. Now this is the figure of an algae, which we learned last year if you remember. This is a Spirogyra and this is Chlamydomonas. Right? Now these are fungi. This even we learned last year, that is spores. These are spores. Mold, that is found on bread, then penicillin and aspergillus. These are the examples of few microorganisms that are generally present in our surrounding. Now next microorganism which we will be seeing in this chapter is virus. Viruses are also so small and microscopic in size. We say microorganisms are of 4 types, but virus is also considered as a microorganism. The only difference between other microorganisms and virus is virus need a body to be active. It needs either a plant or animal or human body to remain active. In atmosphere, virus is present but in inactive stage. वो growth stage उसका सिर्फ host body में ही होता है. It needs a host body to divide and to grow and also to live. वो एटमॉस्फेयर में इनएक्टिव स्टेट में होता है just as other non-living thing. Right? Virus needs any host body to grow and multiply. This is the basic structure of a virus. Right? It is a protein body. It has a protein coat with nucleic acid in it. It consists of protein and nucleic acid. Normally, viruses are harmful to us. Right? Nowadays, what do you find? Why are you at home? Why are you not coming to school? Why? Because there is a vast attack of virus in our atmosphere. Vast growth of virus, coronavirus, right? So it is also a virus. It is a virus that gets active in human body. In atmosphere, it is again inactive. When it enters other human being, it gets active. Right? So this is the atmosphere which we are facing today. That is because of a virus. So virus, we can say it is a chain or a vital or a connection between living and non-living thing. In atmosphere, it is living. In any host body, it is, in atmosphere, it is non-living. In any host body, it is living. Right? So now we will be seeing how microorganisms are friendly to us, useful to us. Microorganisms are also called microbes. Right? It is also called microbes. Now we will be seeing the usefulness of this microbes, where we find it useful in our day-to-day life. First, microorganisms like bacteria. It decomposes organic waste into manure and increases soil fertility. That is what we learned in chapter 1. Microorganisms decomposes plants and animal waste into manures, organic manures by vermicomposting pits. Right? Next uses, it helps in fixing atmospheric nitrogens to the soil into the form of nitrogenous compounds. Some bacteria like rhizobiums, it is the best example of it. They are present in the roots of legumes, leguminous plants. What do? They fix the atmosphere nitrogen into the soil and converts it into nitrogenous compounds. These nitrogenous compounds are absorbed by the roots and plants utilize it to produce proteins. These proteins is stored in seeds. For example, pulses. Pulses are very rich in proteins, right? So when we eat those pulses, we get that protein. So indirectly, microorganisms gives us protein through food and plants. Next usefulness is, it is used for making curd from milk. How? Yeast present in curd. It grows in milk very fast, and the next day we will get the whole milk converted to curd. Then in making cheese, pickles, bread, cakes, pastries, etc. Everywhere this is needed. In all these procedures, yeast is useful. Yeast is a fungi that we use in all the processes of fermentation. The growth of yeast. What do it do? Yeast multiplies, it converts the sugar into alcohol, and their process is called fermentation. Now all these food items is prepared through fermentation. So yeast is useful in this. Next, it is useful in the production of alcohol. That is commercially where we use alcohol, vinegar, wine. Right, so yeast is useful for the commercial products on a very large scale for fermentation processes. Other uses for the preparation of medicines, antibiotics, vaccines, all those things. How are antibiotics and vaccines prepared? Those are prepared from bacteria and fungi. What are antibiotics? Whenever you feel sick, doctors prescribe you antibiotics, right? What are antibiotics? Antibiotics are basically prepared from microorganisms, that is from bacteria and fungi. Some microorganisms produce chemical substances, like when we are sick, we are given antibiotics. These antibiotics are the chemical substances formed from microorganisms. Now these chemical substances produce antibodies. These antibodies will fight against disease causing microorganisms that have entered our body, which has make us sick. So these antibodies will fight with those organisms and then we will feel healthy. So antibiotics are the chemical substances produced from microbes. Right? They will kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms that has entered our body. What are the examples of antibiotics normally used are penicillin, streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, etc. These are all the antibiotics which are used in plants as well as animals. Right? Now next is vaccines. You would have remembered when you are small, your parents take to the doctors to give you vaccines. Now what are these vaccines? Vaccines are prepared. How are those prepared? Vaccines are how prepared? Many microorganisms are entered into a human body when they are in weak stage. Right? And then antibodies are produced in a human body to fight against this microorganisms. And when these antibodies are produced, these antibodies are collected and from that vaccines are prepared. Now what happens? These vaccines are again inserted into human bodies to fight against other diseases. जब ये एंटीबॉडीज हमारे बॉडी में इंजेक्ट किए जाते हैं वो लाइफ टाइम बॉडी में रहते हैं और जब भी कोई डिसीज हमें अटैक करता है तो हमें ये एंटीबॉडीज उससे इम्यूनिटी देता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वैक्सीन अगेंस्ट पोलियो. जब आप छोटे होते हैं तो पोलियो का वैक्सीन दिया होता है तो पोलियो के एंटीबॉडीज आपकी बॉडी में लाइफ टाइम रहेंगे एंड ड्यूरिंग योर लाइफ स्पैन जब भी पोलियो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स आपके बॉडी में एंटर होंगे तो ये एंटीबॉडीज उनको ग्रोथ स्टॉप करेगा या फिर इट विल किल इट and then you will be safe from polio. So vaccines when introduced in the body they remain in the body for lifespan and gives you immunity for this, and this both the medicines are prepared from microorganisms. So this were the usefulness of microorganisms, where much more usefulness are there, but these are the main things which we need to cover. Now next we will be seeing its harmful effects. किसी भी चीज के दो पल्लू होते हैं, one good, one bad. We have seen the good effects of microorganisms. Now we will be seeing the harmful effects. How these microorganisms are harmful to us. Right? Those microorganisms, the worst thing, the first harmful effect and the most important effect which we need to learn is disease causing microorganisms. हम जब भी बीमार होते हैं normally we feel sick through the attack of microorganisms. It could be either viral or any other microorganisms, but we feel sick through microorganisms. Now this disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. When any microorganism cause disease they are called pathogens, right? So when these pathogens enter into any human body, a person will feel sick, right? So some microorganisms they grow on food. How will they enter our body, right? They need some source to enter. They will enter either through air, that is what we breathe. Those microorganisms are present in air. If we breathe that polluted air, we will feel sick. Other is through water. They are present in water. अगर हम वो contaminated पानी पी लेते हैं, then we will feel sick. Next is they spoil the food. अगर वो toxic गंदा वाला खाना गलती से खा लिया, right? Microorganisms जो present है, then also through food they will enter our body. They can enter our body through direct contact of any human beings, right? So these microorganisms they need any medium to enter other human body, and when they are spread through any medium it is called a communicable disease, right? It is called a communicable diseases. For example, cholera, common cold, chicken pox, tuberculosis, etc. जब भी कोई छींकता है, right? When anyone sneezes, why we say keep a handkerchief in front of your mouth? Because the microorganisms present in it will be spread in the atmosphere. और जब कोई और human being वो air breathe करेगा, then even he will feel sick, right? So this is called direct contact through air, right? So these are communicable diseases that are spread through microorganisms. These communicable diseases are very harmful, and that is what we are facing in today, right? किसी को कोरोना हुआ है, अगर वो छींकता है and we breathe it, even we will suffer from it, right? So this is a communicable disease, even what we are suffering today. This disease causing bacteria even cause, like not only bacteria, microorganisms even cause diseases in plants. These are some of the diseases that are caused in plants. That is, one is citrus canker. It is caused through bacteria and it is spread through air. Next is rust on wheat. Wheat plant में ये बहुत common disease है. It is spread through fungi, right? And even the mode of transmission is air or seeds. अगर fungi वाले seeds sow कर दिए soil में, right? Then this plant which grow will be having this disease, rust of wheat. Next is yellow vein mosaic. It is spread through virus and its mode of transmission is insects. अगर ये insects soil में present है या उस atmosphere में कहीं से आ गए, then the plants will get infected by these diseases, right? So by using weedicides, pesticides or many other chemicals,